Hello and welcome. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran and this is Voice of the Global South, your weekly guide to all the latest news and updates from the Indo-Pacific, Asia, Africa, Latin America and the Caribbean. Alright then, let's get started on the show this week. With an eye on China, India steps up its presence in the southern Pacific, ramps up ties with Fiji and other Pacific island states. Syria prepares to hold parliamentary elections after Bashar al-Assad's fall. Will it bring peace to the war-torn country? And coming soon from China, a robot that can give birth to a human baby. All that and much, much more coming up on Voice of the Global South. Our cover story is about Fiji, a small island in the southern Pacific that you probably won't be able to locate on the map, but it wields a disproportionate influence on world politics. As India rolls out the red carpet for Fiji's Prime Minister Sitiveni Rabuka, his visit underscores long-standing and enduring ties between the two countries. It reaffirms the continued commitment of both India and Fiji to further strengthen their relationship across all sectors and deepen their close people-to-people ties. India's links with Fiji started in 1879 when the British took Indian labourers to Fiji under the indenture system to work on sugarcane plantations. Between 1879 and 1916, 60,553 Indians were taken to Fiji. In the 20th century, more Indians, mostly traders, reached Fiji. The indenture system was eventually abolished in 1920. Today, people of Indian origin account for more than 35% of Fiji's population. There are more than 2,000 Indian nationals living and working in Fiji, mainly in IT, finance, education, healthcare and hospitality sectors. Fiji's strategic location in the southern Pacific makes it an important partner for many countries in the region and beyond. The US, China, Japan and Australia have all actively sought out Fiji. Beijing has spent years expanding its reach in the southern Pacific, courting island nations with new hospitals, freshly paved roads and generous offers of climate aid. China's diplomatic efforts have been accompanied by overt displays of military power as well. Now, China has signed a security pact with the Solomon Islands and maintains a police presence in some other island states in the region. It's given rise to fears of China bullying the island countries if using force or coercion or both to bring them under its sphere of influence. And this has alarmed the US and its allies. For instance, China set off alarm bells in New Zealand when it dispatched warships on unprecedented missions in the southern Pacific without explanation. This according to military documents obtained by the French news agency AFP. 3 Chinese warships sailed the Tasman Sea between Australia and New Zealand in February this year, the first time such a task group had been sighted in those waters. At several points during its voyage, the Chinese task group entered Australia's exclusive economic zone, according to a separate batch of documents released by Canberra. Australia's Office of National Intelligence said that it was the furthest south a People's Liberation Army Navy task group has operated. For his part, Prime Minister Rabuka has said that he is opposed to China gaining a permanent military foothold in the southern Pacific.
I do not believe that China would even need a base in the Pacific. They have proven that they do not need a base outside China to be able to launch what they have into any other area of the world. So they can go east of China and go as far east in America as they like, or go west and go far to the furthest point in Europe as they like. So there is really no need for them to set up any other bases in the Pacific.
Do you believe the region should resist it if they wanted one?
If they want to come, who would welcome them? Not Fiji.
Thank you.
And would you be using your influence to try and encourage other countries to take the same view?
As long as I'm Prime Minister, yes.
Clearly, Fiji does not want big power rivalries to be played out in the Southern Pacific. Prime Minister Rambuka, for one, maintains that the Southern Pacific should be an ocean of peace. He is trying to build support for a treaty to ensure that outsiders respect the region's unity and the rejection of coercion as a means to achieve security, economic or political advantage. It is in this context that one should look at India's engagements with the Pacific Island states in general and Fiji in particular. As an island nation straddling vital maritime lanes, Fiji is key to ensuring India's vision of a free, open and inclusive Indo-Pacific. India is slowly but steadily emerging as a consequential actor in the Southern Pacific. It's using a combination of soft and hard power to ensure food security, energy security and health security in the region. It is also a big development partner. Prime Minister Modi announced in 2023 that India will be establishing a 100-bed super specialty hospital in Fiji. The hospital will be equipped with trained staff and modern facilities, and it will serve as a lifeline for the entire Pacific region. It will provide advanced medical services with a strong focus on cardiac care, serving patients in Fiji and across the Pacific. India's cooperation extends to other areas too. Recently, the Indian High Commission in Fiji handed over 5 metric tons of cowpea seeds to the Fijian government. It was the first tranche of the seeds sent to Fiji. The assistance strengthens agricultural resilience, empowers growers, and bolsters food security. Black-eyed cowpea seeds are popular for their versatile nature, with usage that ranges from consumption by humans to livestock feed. They can also be utilized as cover crop to improve the health of the soil by replenishing nitrogen levels and suppressing weeds. These seeds can be also used as forage for livestock, providing a nutritious feed source, and also be added to the soil as green manure to boost its fertility. India's development assistance also includes a $1.31 million regional solarization project, which is implemented in partnership with the UN and the Pacific Islands Development Forum. Photovoltaic systems were installed at Fiji's State House, the Prime Minister's official residence, and other government buildings to boost climate resilience. India has also provided Fiji with medical supplies, vehicles, soil testing labs, children's medicines, and the Jaipur foot. The Jaipur foot is a low-cost, durable prosthetic leg designed for individuals with below-knee amputations. In 2021, India established the Mahatma Gandhi Center of Excellence in IT in Fiji. It's also helping to set up the Sustainable Coastal and Ocean Research Institute. India has also been a partner in Fiji's electoral process, providing vehicles and indelible ink for elections since 2014. Defense and security is another area of mutual interest. India and Fiji held their first joint working group meeting on defense cooperation at Suva in July. Ahead of Aero India 2025, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh held a bilateral meeting with his Fijian counterpart. Fiji in turn eyes skilled workers from India to fill labour shortages. Fiji's Employment Minister Agnideo Singh has said that the partnership would help fill critical worker shortages in construction, healthcare and information technology. Fiji's government has endorsed a declaration of intent to explore recruitment of skilled workers from India. The Fijian media quoted Minister Singh as saying that India has a large pool of skilled workers and professionals in the IT and health sectors. The bilateral relationship reached a historic milestone with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's landmark visit to Fiji in 2014. On the sidelines of the 74th UN General Assembly, Prime Minister Modi met Pacific Islands developing states' leaders in the US in 2019. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar visited Fiji to attend the 12th World Hindi Conference at Nadi in 2023. In Suva, he signed a visa waiver agreement, launched the India-UN Development Partnership Fund Solarization Project, inaugurated the renovated Girmith Gallery, unveiled a bust of Sardar Patel at India House, and engaged with the Indian diaspora. President Draupadi Murmu visited Fiji in 2024. It was the first ever visit by a head of state from India to Fiji. Minister of State for External Affairs Pabitra Margarita travelled to Fiji in May 2025. He witnessed the signing of a memorandum of understanding on pharmacopoeial cooperation. Fiji can source its medicines from India after the Fiji government signed a memorandum of understanding with the Indian government. Since its independence, Fiji had been buying or procuring medication mainly from the US and the UK. But now Fiji can directly buy medicines from manufacturers in India. Minister Margarita also took part in the 146th Girmith Day commemorations held in Labasa. Girmith Day marks the arrival of Indian indentured labourers known as Girmitiyas to Fiji under British colonial rule. And most recently, in July 2025, the 6th India-Fiji Foreign Office consultations were held in Suva. Now, India and Fiji are also members of the Forum for India-Pacific Islands Cooperation, which was established after Prime Minister Modi came to power in India in 2014. Fiji hosted the maiden summit of the Forum for India-Pacific Islands Cooperation in 2014. India hosted the second summit at Jaipur in 2015, and Papua New Guinea hosted the third summit in 2023. On behalf of the Fijian President, Prime Minister Rambuka bestowed Prime Minister Modi with Fiji's highest honour, the Companion of the Order of Fiji. India is also a dialogue partner of the Pacific Islands Forum. It's the region's premier political and economic policy organization. It was founded in 1971. Since 1989, the Pacific Islands Forum has organized an annual meeting with key dialogue partners at the ministerial level. The forum currently recognizes India and 17 other dialogue partners. At the 2022 Pacific Islands Forum, regional leaders endorsed the 2050 strategy for the Blue Pacific continent. Now, speaking at India's 79th Independence Day reception, Prime Minister Rambuka highlighted his visit to India as a milestone in Fiji's long-standing relationship with the country. Prime Minister Rambuka, who holds a master's degree in military science from the University of Madras in India, said that both countries aim for a deeper partnership in human resource development, climate resilient projects, health, education, and humanitarian aid. Statistics, like appearances, can be deceptive. India is much bigger than Fiji in terms of land area. But get this, Fiji's exclusive economic zone is nearly half as big as India's. Kiribati is another island in the Pacific. Kiribati's land area is only 800 square kilometers. It's only slightly bigger than the city of Bengaluru in India. But Kiribati owns 3.5 million square kilometers of ocean. Its exclusive economic zone is larger than India's. And that's not all. Many of these islands in the southern Pacific have substantial natural resources that, taken together with their strategic location, make them a coveted region for many countries around the world. Therefore, in conclusion, what I'm coming to is this. Those who ignore the Pacific Island states such as Fiji, do so at their own peril. Syria will hold its first parliamentary elections since the fall of Bashar al-Assad in December last year. The elections will take place at a time when the country is struggling to recover from sectarian violence that broke out in the southern province of Soveda early this month and the western province of Latakia in March this year. The fighting killed thousands of people and threatened to unravel Syria's fragile post-war transition. Aman Kumar Himanshu reports.
After more than a decade of civil war, Syria stands at a historic crossroads. The scars of conflict are undeniable. Decimated infrastructure, a shattered economy, and a deeply divided population. Yet, a new chapter is emerging. With President Ahmed al-Shara at the helm of affairs, Syria is going to witness parliamentary elections between 15th and 20th of September. It would be the first election since Bashar al-Assad's ouster in December last year. The new parliament in Damascus is expected to have 210 members, 60 more than the current provisional parliament, which was formed in March this year. The new parliament will serve for a period of 3 years, after which a new constitution is to be adopted. According to reports, the Kurdish-controlled regions and the predominantly Druze province of Sweda, which are not under government control, will continue to have seats allocated in parliament. The current developments follow the dramatic collapse of the Assad government. Assad fled to Russia after nearly 25 years in power. His departure ended with Ba'ath Party's rule, which had controlled Syria since 1963. Al-Shara's transitional government was subsequently established in January 2025. The upcoming elections are viewed as a test of Syria's fragile post-war democracy. Symbolically, it represents a break from authoritarian rule and a step towards democratic governance. But symbols alone won't guarantee stability. Many challenges lie ahead. First is cultural diversity. President Ahmed al-Shara has so far failed to build trust across all ethnicities. His Islamist leanings are causing alarm among minorities, including the Druze, Alawites, Christians and Kurds, who fear that his inability to reign in various armed factions may result in more violence.
The instability in southern Syria and the northeastern areas controlled by Kurdish forces is tied to the distrust that many social groups feel towards the Syrian regime.
Second, militancy. Militant groups and rival factions still operate in some regions, and tensions between ethnic and sectarian communities persist.
Regional interventions are posing challenges to Syria's internal affairs, particularly because of the conflicting interests of certain regional powers. These countries seek to make Syria an unstable region in order to enhance or expand their influence.
Third, external interference. Since the days of the civil war, Syria's future has been heavily shaped by external powers, including Russia, Iran, Turkey, and the US, each with its own interest. And therefore, stability remains elusive. A fourth challenge is the lack of democratic institutions. Al-Shara's transitional government is new, fragile, and untested. Holding elections is one thing. Ensuring that they are free, fair, and inclusive is another. Some experts say that without a robust legal framework and independent oversight, the legitimacy of the results could be questioned. And last but not the least, the economic conundrum. Syria's economy continues to remain in ruins. High levels of unemployment and lack of basic services are aggravating the crisis and delaying economic reconstruction. The privatization of state-owned enterprises in Syria is already underway, though the future of the social safety net remains unclear. Greater openness may attract capital and expertise, but it will also expose Syria to global market volatility. Despite these burning concerns, a ray of hope for Syrians still exists. Having a youthful population suggests more population actively seeking work. Capacity building and providing the youth with jobs could help Syria avail itself of its demographic dividend. At the international level, Syria's isolation is ending. This stream began with the US ending economic sanctions against Syria, followed by the Trump-Al-Shara meeting in Saudi Arabia.
I will be ordering the cessation of sanctions against Syria in order to give them a chance at greatness.
Election alone won't bring immediate stability, but they could be an important first step. True peace and reconstruction will depend on sustained efforts in governance, reconciliation, security, and economic recovery. The high-stakes poll battle carries immense significance for Syria, as it could help the country navigate through challenges and enable it to carve out its own future. Aman Kumar Himanshu for DT India.
What if your next child wasn't born in a hospital but inside a machine? Here's news that sounds like it was ripped straight from a science fiction thriller, but it's real and it's happening right now. Scientists in China are building the world's first gestation robot, a humanoid with a fully functioning artificial womb, a machine that could one day replace the human body in the act of giving birth. No mother, no delivery room, no heartbeat except the one being engineered. The robot is capable of carrying a human pregnancy to full term. It can replicate the entire pregnancy journey from conception to delivery. Aman Kumar Himanshu and Ayushi Ahuja report.
Pinch yourself, because this is not a dream. It is surrogacy in the age of AI. While the world was busy inventing artificial intelligence chatbots, someone in China thought, why not invent a robo-mom? A Chinese tech firm is developing the world's first robot designed to give birth. If all goes according to the plan, a prototype of this humanoid could be unveiled in 2026. The pioneering work is led by Dr. Zhang Qifang of Kaiwa Technology in Guangzhou. He aims to mimic pregnancy inside an artificial womb. At the 2025 World Robot Conference in Beijing, he said that artificial womb technology is already maturing. So how does it all work? Apparently, the plan is simple. You give the robot a fertilized embryo, it carries the baby for 9 months, complete with an artificial womb and simulated hormones. The artificial womb is real, not science fiction. It works like a human uterus, using man-made amniotic fluid and tube that acts like an umbilical cord to feed the baby. A biobag provides everything the fetus needs to grow. The biobag acts like an incubator, allowing premature babies to grow in an environment similar to a womb. In 2017, scientists in the US had managed to keep premature lambs alive for weeks in similar biobags. But what's different here is ambition. Dr. Zhang's team wants the robot to take the fetus from fertilization all the way to birth. If proven successful, it could change medicine and life as we know it forever. The technology will cost about $14,000 or 12 lakh rupees, which is how much a wedding would cost in some parts of the world. But the technology is as controversial as it is radical. While the science behind it is fascinating, the innovation has raised debate about ethics and legality. Critics warn that it could fracture the maternal bond or distort parenthood. Questions also remain around where the genetic material would come from and whether this could give rise to an unethical marketplace. It's already fueled a debate on social media. Some hail it as a revolutionary leap for science that offers hope to infertile couples. For instance, the technology could prove beneficial for China, where infertility has risen sharply from 12% in 2007 to 18% in 2020. Others are raising the alarm, calling it unnatural, dehumanizing, and ethically dangerous. Some doctors argue that a machine can never mimic the hormone orchestra of a human womb. In 2022, researchers at the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia in the US wrote that artificial wombs risk turning pregnancy into pathology, which is a condition to be managed, not a natural process to be lived. Feminists fear the end of women. Yet, infertility rates are climbing, couples are desperate, and governments are silent. This isn't the first time China has found itself at the center of a global debate over the ethics of reproductive science. In 2018, a Chinese biophysicist, Dr. Jia Kui, created the first gene-edited twin girls named Lulu and Nana. The news sent shockwaves around the world. Using a gene-editing tool, he altered the embryos to make them resistant to HIV. He promised a new era of disease-free children, but landed in prison instead. A modern Prometheus punished for stealing fire from the gods of biology. As AI continues to evolve, artificial pregnancy could mark beginning of a profound shift in human reproduction. What once seemed like science fiction is turning into reality. While tech offers hope to millions struggling with infertility, it forces one to rethink what it means to be a parent, a mother, or even a human. In the years ahead, the question won't just be about whether machines can give life, but whether society is ready for the world that they create. As China moves from modifying babies to manufacturing mothers, the world is on the edge of a question once reserved for dystopian fiction. If robots can give birth, what's left for the humans? Aman Kumar Himanshu and Ayushi Ahuja for DD India.
It's a wrap. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.